for me.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a great Sunday evening. Welcome to
The last
the last KickStart 2025 winter chat. KickStart winter chat. Our last one of the last 42 days.
one thing that we're doing tonight is also we're actually going to be recording our first podcast. So yes, tonight's session will actually become a podcast. So we're actually going to hit record shortly and we're going to restart, but you guys get to see it first because you guys are watching it live. But tonight's session is actually going to be a podcast. So all the testimonials, everything we're saying about Kickstart, everything you guys are going to share with us are going to be on a podcast that you can share after to people. We're going to try to get it on Apple and everything. So see how it all works out. So I'm going to hit record right now so that we can get started. And welcome to our first ever podcast
With Jean-Luc
and Nick.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Hopefully you're all having a great evening. We are extremely excited to be here tonight because we're celebrating the end of KickStart and the beginning of something new for us, which is our new podcast. And it's not really the end of KickStart; it's the beginning of KickStand, but the end of our second 42-day challenge, which we call KickStart.
So this podcast that we're creating is about uplifting and celebrating our community and the progress we've made together. So tonight we'll be sharing success stories, discussing achievements, and celebrating you, our members of KickStart. So we're all about setting progress, no matter how big or small. So because of this, Jean-Luc and I are continuing to progress in our journeys, and so we've decided to continue doing our daily challenge. So for those of you who've been following for 42 days, we've been doing our lunges, our squats, whatever the activity is. So we will be continuing to do these moving forward for the next few weeks until Kickstart begins again on April 28th.
Exactly. And another thing to look forward to is the fact that we have our Kickstand book, which starts tomorrow, actually. The beginning of Kickstand starts tomorrow. It's available. You can buy the PDF on our website, or you can go to our Amazon shop on our website as well and actually purchase the Kickstand book, which is a way for you to keep track of your maintenance portion of Kickstart.
And Kickstart Summer 2025 registrations are now open. We already have 141 of you that have
I didn't even know that.
registered. I just updated it. And actually, for those of you who've already signed up, the form has changed. So if you've already registered, I would go back and re-register again because there's actually new options on the form for different questions we're asking you about what you want to include in your Kickstart journey when it starts in April. And if you don't do it now, it's okay. When we actually do the start of Kickstart eventually in April, you will be asked some of these questions again. It's actually going to help drive what you see on your stats, what you're actually going to be doing throughout Kickstart, because some of you don't want to see your weight, some of them you don't want to see your stats. So this will help personalize the experience for you by submitting in the form again. So to do that, for those of you who haven't joined yet, here is the form. And also, once you register now, you will get an email sent to you to confirm your registration. So for those of you who are wondering that, you will now get a confirmation email letting you know that you've registered and you're all good to go.
There's also some more exciting news about Kickstart Summer 2025. As you all know, we'll be working on the book for the journal for the Kickstart 2025, but there's going to be a new feature in the book. In the book is going to be a story from Jean-Luc and Nick. It's actually going to be the story of how we met. We will actually be writing it out and including that along with our very first chat that we have saved from almost on Yahoo.
We have the conversation.
We have the full conversation. So it's just a way to introduce ourselves to all of you and give you guys a little bit more history on who we are.
It makes the book more fun. Yeah. And going forward, each Kickstand or Kickstart book will have a story from our past with photos about when we got engaged.
The history of Jean-Luc and Nick and where we came from almost 17 years ago today.
So that's going to be a new feature coming in the books. We're actually really excited about that because we do want to have a book someday. So this is how we're going to start to come up with the ideas of stories you want to share. So that'll be coming on the summer Kickstart book. So look for that soon. We'll be sending the information when it's available. Also, for those of you wondering, remember we did a Tupperware party. We actually did a contest, and a lot of you won prizes. So we are now actually full Tupperware reps. So if any of you are looking for any Tupperware in the future, we do have a location on our website for you, and I'll put it in chat. So if you're looking for any Tupperware, just go to jeanlucanick.com/Tupperware, and that'll bring you to an American or Canadian shop, and you can place your orders there.
Definitely. That's exactly what I was going to say. For anybody who is from Canada, there is a link. And for anybody in the US, there's also a separate link for them.
For those of you wondering, there's no registration for KickStand because KickStand doesn't have any tracking. There's nothing, we're not going to have you do anything throughout KickStand. It's your time to just maintain what you're doing. We're still going to be around.
Yeah, there is still a book that you can use that is for sale. The PDF is also available as well. And this is a time for you to take on some learning. Maintenance is just as important as learning how to be committed to something, but learning how to maintain what you've already learned and what you've established, and maybe even just tweaking and working on some of the commitments that you found a little bit more challenging.
So tonight is about celebrating our success, all of us who have done KickStart together. So we shared earlier today that Jean-Luc and I both lost pretty much a good amount of weight, and I posted it earlier for those of you who didn't see. So Jean-Luc started at, what was your number again?
On January 1st, I started at 236.2, I think it was, and I'm now at 219.6. And then on January 13th, I was at 225, and I'm at 219. So I lost 5.5 pounds in the last 42 days, which I'm extremely proud of, because guess what? It's not about how much I lost. It's the fact that I did. But since January 1st, I'm down a total of 16.6 pounds, which is insane, which is absolutely incredible.
And if you think about it, we started KickStart earlier than all of everybody here because we started doing stuff January 1st. So it's essentially you did KickStart and you lost 16.6. And I started on January 1st at 269.4. And today I was 250.9, so I'm down 18.5 pounds since January 1st. And we're not done. We're continuing. This is part of our journey. This is KickStart and KickStand, our future. And so KickStand for us is a continuation of KickStart. We're just not going to be as often posting our journeys for you guys. Our meals won't be posted as often. We're going to take a break from posting videos having to do with our daily challenge. We won't be doing stats every day. So we're going to actually get some time off so that Jean-Luc and I can recharge, have some time with our friends and family.
And not only that, come back for KickStart Summer 2025, completely refreshed and with bright new ideas for every single one of you so you can continue on your journey as well. But let's talk about this last KickStart and how important it was to
KickStart.
This last KickStart.
The full KickStart.
This KickStart in general. When we started back in January 13th, I remember how many people were concerned, worried, overwhelmed, excited, fearful. There were so many emotions going around, and people weren't sure if they should be doing this, and so on and so forth. And last night, it was overwhelming for all of us to see how many testimonials there were from every single member almost that's in the KickStart group. It was absolutely beautiful to read. And we went ahead and asked a few people if they would mind if we shared some in tonight's session. And many of you had said yes, for sure.
So we're going to read some of the posts that we saw today because we want to reflect on some of the things people have said. We're also inviting any of you, if any of you want to say something tonight, if you have something you've learned, something that you've discovered about yourself or that you want to share with the group, just either put it in chat if you don't want to speak out loud. So you can either put it in chat and we will read it from there, or if you feel comfortable enough to not come on camera, but just be unmuted to actually share how you're feeling or the thing you learned, just raise your hand, the virtual hand in Zoom, and we will bring you on to share that story. So the first story is from Elizabeth. So she said, I cannot believe that Kickstarter is over. The time went by so very fast. Thank you to Jean-Luc and I for all the time and hard work we've put into the program. You have done an amazing job and created a safe environment for each of us to come and share with each other. I would like to thank my accountability buddies, Robin and Donna. It was great to check in with each of you every day. Accountability is such a positive part of this group. I lost a small amount of weight during this time, and I am happy to have lost and not gained. I was also more active during this 42-day period, and I have been than I have been in a long time. Consistency is the key for me. Thank you all for being part of this amazing group. So I think the main
I love hearing this word of consistency. I think consistency really stood out for not only Elizabeth, but for so many others throughout this. And it's insane what consistency does to our journey, right? It doesn't mean it's perfect. It just means I'm doing something repeatedly over and over again. And I'm consistently trying to achieve it and trying to do it.
And we've also read a few people share, like, no, I did my commitments, but I didn't get them every day. And that's what KickStart's
That's
about.
consistency.
That's what consistency is. We spoke to you guys at the beginning of KickStart 42 days ago, and we said, we're not expecting you every day to click all 10 boxes. That's not what the point of KickStart. The point of KickStart is the fact that you're here trying every day to get those 10 check boxes. And I'm pretty sure by a raise of hand of those of you who are listening to us right now, that if I were to ask you, have you always had top of mind your commitments for 42 days? I'm pretty sure almost all of you would say, yes, my commitments were always in my mind the entire time, the entire 42 days. I was always thinking about them. Even on days that I didn't do any of them, they were still top of mind. And that's what this is about. It's not about getting all 10 commitments and being perfect. It's about having them top of mind so that when you feel up to it or when you can do them, you're remembering them, because 90% of the time, when we start something, after 2 weeks, we give up and then it never comes back. You don't think about it anymore because I was doing this for 2 weeks. I gave up. I don't care anymore. So this is allowing you to remember those things you're trying to do. And now you've been doing it for 42 days.
Well, and the whole concept behind it, guys, is we made you write it down once a week. Isn't that funny? By having to rewrite your commitments down once a week, it made you consistent and it also made you remember them. Like we said, I bet you can probably recite at least 8 out of your 10 commitments without even looking at your book because they are now, again, as Nick just mentioned, top of mind. But there's another word that she used in there that I want to touch upon about as well. Accountability. How important is it to be accountable? And I get it, accountable to yourself. We should always be accountable to ourselves. But being accountable to ourselves, it's a lot easier to fudge it a little bit and lie a little bit, right? You'd be like, oh yeah, I did
A
it.
snack last night.
But when somebody else asks you and you have to be honest with them because you know you want to be honest with these people, it changes everything. And I love that Elizabeth mentioned that accountability was a huge part. Having your accountability buddies or sidekicks, as we like to call them here, is such an important part of being kept on track.
And another thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that she brought up the commitments and the fact that it was top of mind. It's actually something that's going to be changing for next KickStart, because tonight we're going to give a little tidbits about next KickStart as well. So for those of you who are always asking me, I wish there was a way my commitments would be on the tracking page. They will be
on the tracking.
So for the next KickStart, you will have a commitments form that you will be able to submit your 10 commitments. Number 1 is going to be locked in because you guys know number 1 is always I'm going to track every day. But all 9 others, you'll be able to submit them. You can also leave some of them blank. So based on which ones you want to put in, you will submit them. So when you go to your tracker, they will be listed beside your tracker online so you can actually see your commitments and submit them at the same time. So that's one thing that's coming up that's changing for KickStart Summer 2025.
Which is super exciting. Again, we just want to thank you, Elizabeth, for your kind words. We greatly appreciate them as well.
You want to redirect that?
Sure. So the next one comes from our lovely Rie. So it says, first of all, thank you so much, Jean-Luc and Nicolas, for modeling how to lift each other up and encourage each other through your constant support. I'm really glad I only had one fitness related commitment this time. I didn't feel pressure to do more physical activity than I usually do. So I ended up doing the physical challenge every day except for 2 days when I wasn't feeling well. I upped my veggie intake, which meant my carb intake was down. I can now wear a pair of jeans that I couldn't zip up at the end of December. I need to work now on getting enough sleep and more water.
So I love that. So first of all, the fact that she learned from the last time. So I think this is one of the biggest things. You're all here now. You did Kickstart once or maybe twice now. You know what you've been doing. If you did Kickstart this time and you said, and I saw other comments in the group saying, wow, last time I did this, I barely lasted a few weeks, but this time I lasted the entire 42 days. And that's the thing. You're learning each time you're doing this. And
That was us. We lasted the entire 42 days. We didn't last the last 42 days last time. So,
and you're learning from this to know, okay, this commitment I barely did the entire time. How can I change this? How can I tweak it? Plus, this time we changed it as well to allow you guys to change your commitments along the way. It was a big thing we wanted to do this time because we realized sometimes when you set these commitments, a lot of us are very lofty. We set these commitments that are like, oh my God, I'm going to run a 5K every day. I'm going to eat 16 veggies every day. I'm going to drink 17 glasses of water. Then day 2, you're like, oh my God, I'm so full of water and veggies, I can't even walk. So how am I going to do my exercise? And so you're learning about these commitments, and we're trying to teach you guys to create small, achievable items. Another thing that we want to make sure is you don't need to do 10. You don't need to do 9. You don't need to do 8. Your commitment could be 1 that you're going to track every day for 42 days on our website. You choose what you want. You don't have to do 10. You don't have to do 9. You don't have to do 7, 6, 5. You have to do 1. The only thing that you had to do for 42 days was submit your tracker. Everything else was you decided what you wanted it to be. You decided how many commitments you're going to have. You decided if you were going to do fitness challenge every day. You decided if you're going to do daily task. You decided if you're going to use the friendship market, the sidekick market. You made those decisions. So next time we come back for summer, remember that. You know what's coming up. So you need to make your decision. What am I going to do next time?
I think I'd really like to touch upon this whole concept of this whole idea. We provide you with the guidelines of choosing 10 commitments and not more than 10. But I think what happens as humans, we automatically think, oh, I've got to get 10 things done for 42 days nonstop. While you're the one picking your commitments. There was never any time that Nick or I told you, you need to have this commitment done and this commitment and do this and do that. No, it was make things that work for you. So it could be as simple as I'm tying my shoes every morning. I am getting out of bed with a smile on my face every morning. Why did we think we need to pick these extremely challenging commitments
I have another one.
when they were never there? We in our own brains create these obstacles, and then we have a hard time overcoming these obstacles because we think we can't change them and we can't adapt them. So keep that in mind. And I love that VA made sure that this time she made hers, small, manageable, and and she was able to approach them with this whole idea of, I'm going to be able to do this.
I have a best commitment. Commitment number 1, track. Commitment number 2, I will check box 2. That's your second commitment. I will check box 2. That's my second commitment. It could be anything you want. And that's why we want to emphasize this, because some people at the beginning were kind of overwhelmed with how many they have to pick, the 10. And we're trying to tell you is that you build what you want to create. That's why we created this. We said 10 because 10 just felt like a great number, but you choose what you want to do.
And you choose how difficult and how challenging they are for you. You're the only one that knows where you're at on your journey.
So next is from Sally. So Sally sent us the following. I can't believe it's day 42 of KickStart. I read a bunch of the comments and I have to concur that I didn't feel the need to be perfect, and I did want to be reminded every day to check in, and I did. I think one of the most helpful things I put in my commitments was to spend 10 minutes tidying every day or every night, and that was a big difference in my life. I still have to work on getting more water in, and I'm very excited I completed all 42 days. Thank you, Jean-Luc and Nick, for creating this. I also love the app. It was very easy to navigate, and I totally appreciate that. And thank you to all the rest of you who joined in and motivated us all along the way.
I am going to piggyback on Sally's 10-minute of tidying, because I was doing 15 minutes of pantry cleaning, which turned out into a drawer cleaning, pantry cleaning. I cleaned things that I never thought I would clean before. And it wasn't even cleaning. It was just
found things we didn't know we had.
Organizing. And honestly, I'm not done yet. but I feel so accomplished. So I can imagine how accomplished Sally feels by just doing it. Look at that. 10 minutes every day. How big of a difference that made. It wasn't like she committed to 45 minutes a day
Or cleaning
or
your entire
or
house.
cleaning your entire house. It was 10 minutes. And to feel that accomplishment after being able to do it for 10 minutes a day, good on you, Sally. I'm so proud of you.
I love that. And I also love the fact that she said that she was able to be present for 42 days. So I think one of the things that I love about this, her comment is that she felt like she could be there every day. And that's the thing that a lot of people say sometimes. I start something and I don't finish. I start and then midway through I give up, but I saw a lot of people comment, and Sally said it in her thing. She was there every day. Some people who said, after a few weeks, they got sick and they couldn't keep going, but they're still here. They're still trying their best every day. This is what this is all about. And I'm glad that Sally shared this, because I think a lot of us have that mentality of when things don't go right, we give up and we do nothing. But the fact that you're still all showing up, you're still trying to do the best for yourselves. That's what this is all about. We actually talked to our friend Tia today. She actually came to visit, and we actually had a chat with her. And at one point, she was asking, she was saying, "I wish, I could get over the whole looks aspect of weight loss. I wish I found I had something that would drive me to want to do this." And we told her, look at things you want to achieve or be around for. What do you want to be around for? If you're someone that has grandkids, do you want to be around for their wedding? Do you want to be around for a vacation you're going to do in a few years? Do you want to be around for your daughter's wedding, your son's wedding, an event that's coming up? Maybe you want to be around for 2050 because it's halfway through the millennium, the 21st, the 2000s. Maybe that's one of your goals. But you have to think of, where do you want to be? What do you want to do with your life? And if you look out and you see, I want to do these things, we said it, Jean-Luc and I, in 2018, that's what revolutionized our weight loss. It was us doing things together, going on vacations, doing trips, growing old together. All of these things became reasons why we wanted to keep healthy. So you have to create that list for yourself. You have to look into your side of yourself and figure out, okay, what do I want to be around for? What do I want to do in the future? And how do I get there? And how do you get there? Is by loving yourself, by being part of a community. If you've never watched the Blue Zones on Netflix, we are doing that right now with KickStart. The Blue Zones on Netflix talks about the people that live over 100 in 5 different areas of the world. And one of the main things on that list is community and a sense of belonging. And that's one of the hardest things to do in this world, because we're so isolated. But that's one of the things that why we created Kickstart, because we needed community. We know a lot of you needed it as well. So I love seeing that from Sally's message, saying, even though she sometimes felt that she couldn't do everything, she still felt like she needed to be present. She needed to be here. She wanted to be here. And that's an amazing thing.
Definitely.
Carmen.
Yes, we see Carmen's hand up. You're muted still, Carmen.
Here we go. I can't tell you how much you guys have meant to me. And you know that I've sent you private messages of, you guys are my sons. You're my family. And Kevin wrote this beautiful long post in there. We are so connected because you two, the two of you, have connected this whole group. There's like, 65 of us right now, but other times there's been over 100. We are so connected because of what you two have brought us all together in. And I'm so thankful for the two of you, because we are connected not only with our journeys, but where we want to be in a healthy relationship with food, with not only food, but relationships with life. So I thank you both so much for giving us that.
Somehow you got muted. I lowered hand, but she got muted. There you go. Keep going.
No, I just meant that I just had to say it publicly that what you two, you're like my sons. I mean, you're just so wonderful that you've given to all of us with this gift of KickStart. And I can't wait. Tomorrow's KickStand. I mean, we're going to go to a whole different atmosphere. So thank you so much for what you've given us.
Oh, thank you, Carmen.
It's really like we're glad. You know, we're always nervous. You know, we're both kind of nervous guys that sometimes do things. They're like, will people like us still?
It's not so that people will like us, but you know what? You know, in today's world, the way things are going, unfortunately, um, to put yourself out there is not always easy, right? It's not always easy. But when you find the people that you feel comfortable with, it makes it so much easier every single day. And that's who you all are to us. You know, the people that are drawn to this community. There's a reason. There's a reason why all of you were drawn here for some reason. And yes, maybe we drew you in, but you guys have made it what it is for every single one of you in this room. Every single one of you has made KickStart what it needed to be in your life.
And I read Kevin's comments. So Kevin,
Wow.
the amount of weights you lost and what you said, I'll read it because I think it's amazing. So he said, I need the next week to reflect on this first of my KickStart attempts. I am overwhelmed with how wonderful this program has been for my wellness journey. After a not so wonderful visit with my personal care physician in December, I knew that I was at a point of no return. I had to start taking care of me. I have been one of those yo-yo dieters over the last 20 plus years, so I know what I need to do, quote, quote. And after I went home from the doctor appointment, I went home and baked about 12 dozen Christmas cookies. I had bought them. Did some soul searching and remembered hearing about Jean-Luc and Nick through someone I met at WW. On January 1st, I weighed in at a whopping 325.6. This program has saved me from continuing down the rabbit hole. I weighed in yesterday at 297.2. That's an amazing accomplishment.
Wow.
And I'm kind of speechless. Like we've seen the numbers on the dashboard of the overall numbers, and it's not about numbers. You know, some of us are here on a weight loss journey, some of us are here for different things. So, of course, everyone gets to celebrate in their own way. But I love seeing that. I love seeing that other people have been successful on this and the consistency, and also you added.
And that's exactly what I was going to say too, is the fact that, you know what, if that's what you're celebrating right now, Kevin, yes, celebrate it and scream it from the rooftops. And I'm so happy that you got out of that rabbit hole. And I'm so happy that you did it.
Yeah.
You're the one that did it.
We didn't do anything.
We provided you with maybe some tools, but you did it. And every single one of you can do it as well.
It's funny because,
I got tears.
When we lost all our Weight Watchers, a lot of times when we would meet people, or especially when there's bad times with Weight Watchers, people would come back to us and say, how can you say that about WW? They're the reason you lost your weight. And all the time, we always told ourselves privately, it wasn't WW. It was us who made the changes using Weight Watchers to lose
100%.
And it's the same thing with this KickStart. 800 people signed up. There's no 800 people here with us tonight.
Nope.
There's only about 256 of you who tracked throughout consistently throughout the program. But 256 of you showed up.
Mm-hmm.
You came here and you chose to use this program to help your journey, and you stuck with it for 42 days, or as ever long as you did. And you did that.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything. We were selfish and trying to lose weight ourselves. And we succeeded at it as well. But we're just saying, it's not us making you get up and doing your commitments. It's not us telling you to do the activity challenge. It's not us telling you to join us in a step class. We're just doing it. You're showing up for yourself. So this is all on you guys. Any achievement you've done is yours.
And we're so proud of you for doing it.
Yeah.
100% proud. It's almost like Carmen said, we're her sons. It's almost like all of you are I can't say children, but you're that family member that we love so much and that we just want to see succeed. So
I will. Jose has her hand up, so I will actually ask her to. I will unmute her, and then we'll see what she has to say. Hi, Jose.
Hi, guys. So I want to say also thank you for motivating me, and I wanted to say also that my life has been so great, and I wanted to say that I have a new love in my life, and he well, we moved in together. He moved in with me, and I believe that Richard has sent him to me, and love has happened to me again. And he has been, like I said, I have to do this meeting again tonight, and he has been with me through this, and I'm I'm in love again. I can't even believe that this would happen to me again. I just wanted to say it because you guys were with me with the end with Richard passing. I was with you through it, and thank you for that. And love is with me again. I couldn't believe it. This would happen to me. And Kickstart was a big, big thing for me because, well, this weekend, not so much because his house was, we did 2 house in 1 house this weekend. So let's say I didn't cook very much. But Kickstart was great. It was motivation for him and for me because he did it with me. So we're both together and life is great. I'm happy and everything is positive and I'm smiling and I am so happy and I just wanted to share it with you. So
So much,
yes,
Jose.
yes.
That's just, it's so funny. Jose, your camera's not on, but
Oh,
I can feel, it's okay. I can feel your smile
Yeah.
from
I
ear
want
to ear, from yours to
I want you to see my smile.
yes, I can feel it. And it's so funny because it's funny what we allow into our lives when we're willing and ready to accept it into our lives, right? We
Yes.
all have to be willing and ready. And I think that's exactly what you just said right there, Jose, is you were willing and ready to bring love, more love back into your life, and you found it. And so we're so happy for you.
Thank you. I wanted to share it with you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
Thank you.
everything.
Merci, Jose.
See. So in chat, we have a few other comments, and we have some more testimonials from the website, from the Facebook. But Shana said, "I often wonder where my mindset would be if I had not signed up for Kickstart 42 days ago. I would be feeling lost and hopeless, but instead, even though wasn't perfect, I am still here. All my commitments are top of mind. I have a community I can reach out to. Jean-Luc and Nick, you're a true blessing. Your selfless act of giving us this gift is just so precious. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Well, no, we thank you guys because we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys either. Like we said, we've been through a journey, two of us, with everything that's happened to us in the last 6-7 years. And we're very happy where we're at today. We actually were telling that to my mom, to Tia today. We're very happy with where we're at. We finished Kickstart, and I'm actually excited for Kickstart summer.
Yeah.
I won't say it was the same for other things we did in the past. So I wasn't always excited for the next one. But for this, I am very excited for the next Kickstart. I have all these ideas of things I want to do and things Jean-Luc and I want to do, changing things up. Actually, one of the things we're changing are the games.
Yes, we are changing the game. So one of the things we noticed is on Friday when we posted the word spider and Nick started giving you guys clues online, I was like, wow, let's maybe change the way we play our games. So from time to time, some of our games, you'll always get the game in the morning, but some of the games will be played off live with Nick and I in the Facebook group on Friday evenings.
So we'll post hints.
So we will post
Oh,
hints.
you're close.
We might even go live and actually invite a few people to come in and play a game with us. So stay tuned for how the games will be evolving through Kickstart Summer 2025 as well.
So that's something else that we're going to be tweaking and adding to the next Kickstart.
It's all about making this journey fun. It's the F word, okay? We all want things to be fun and fabulous.
Yeah.
There's a lot of F words out there, and I'm not talking about the ones you're all thinking. And we're talking about the good F words. Fun, fabulous. Food is included in there, of course, right? Because of course we need food. But when you make things fun and enjoyable, you tend to want to come back for more, right? And that's exactly what we want. We want you guys to come back for more because you're enjoying your journey. It's not tedious. It's not about, oh my God, I have to do this. No, it's, oh my God, I get to do this. I get to do this for nobody else but me.
So in chat, we have another comment from Chantal. She said, this group is 100% what I needed. I've been missing having a community since my fitness community I was part of has disappeared. I'm so proud of myself for tracking each and every day. This is the motivation I needed to keep going. I don't have a lot of support, but I felt super supported in here. Thank you so much for everything you have done for all of us.
Yay, Chantal.
I love that. I love, and that's you know what's funny, everybody? It's not funny. It's what's crazy is that support is what keeps you going. I hate to say it. That's the that missing ingredient. Always say like, what is that? How come I'm not motivated? Well, that secret ingredient is support. That's what the secret ingredient to motivation is. If you have support, you will be motivated. And I'm glad that you got that from doing Kickstart with us because that's what we were hoping to build. So I'm very happy to see that.
I want to throw this thank you to every single one of you out there who made Chantal feel supported.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was all of you.
Exactly.
You were the ones who made her feel supported. Of course, we were in there as well, but every single one of you made her feel supported. So we have to thank you guys for that.
So let's go back to another Facebook testimonial. This one's from Marta. So on day 40, she said, day 42, I still can't believe it went by so fast. Everybody feels that.
Me, I feel it too.
No, we were at the Costa Rica.
I'm like, that's why we're wearing our shirts, because we needed to remember like how much fun we had in the last 42 days.
I still can't believe it went by that fast. I wanted to thank Jean-Luc and Nick for all their time and commitment in preparing and giving us such great motivation, information, inspiration. We are truly blessed to have you two, and I can't thank you enough. Final day, I decided to join in on a live class. Loved it. And so did my puppy. She is always by my side wherever I go. I learned a lot about myself and to let people go that are toxic to me. I am down 14 pounds since the start of Kickstart. Look forward to the next Kickstart. So my first takeaway is the letting go of toxic people in your life. This is a lesson that we tried. It's not always easy. It's not always easy. We will be there for you. It's not always easy to get rid of those or reduce your appearance around toxic people. But if you can do it, I'm glad that, Marta figured that out for herself and she was able to do and take that stand for herself and realize what she needed to do. And she did it. And now she was able to go forward with her journey and lose the 14 pounds.
Yeah, definitely. And I honestly think, because I think if I'm not mistaken, I remember her mentioning that she did also partake in reading the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, which I just finished. And I'm telling you, it is mind changing when you actually just let those people be them and let yourself be yourself. No judgment. Just let it happen because sometimes you just gotta let go.
And I also like that she shared that, she joined Step Class Live because that's another thing that we wanted to kind of give an announcement as well. So for the next few weeks, we originally had reduced our step schedule during KickStand, and we have decided to bring back our full schedule during KickStand for Step. So Step will be every day at 6:30 in the morning, 5:30 Monday to Thursday as we've had it, and Saturday and Sunday classes will be back as well when we're here. Because next weekend we're not here. We're at a Rustic Mama retreats. But we've decided to bring that back in because as much as we wanted to take a break, we're on a really good streak with Step right now. We are enjoying our Step classes a lot. It's keeping us motivated. And our thoughts are, we have to work out anyways on Saturday, so why don't we just do it Step class?
And I know this is going to sound really silly, guys, but you know what has been really motivating us in Step? It's TikTok. Because we've been going live on TikTok
while doing our
classes. And yeah, we get the naysayers, and I'm sure there's a few on there right now. But we get so much people loving the classes and going, oh my God, I needed this in my life. Oh my God, you guys are just a ray of sunshine. Oh my God, thanks for the motivation. And they're not even part of KickStart. They're not even part of it. We're encouraging them if they want to join, they can. But again, we're not pushers. You know us. We don't push people to buy Tupperware. We never pushed you to buy Epicure. It was not our goal.
That's not who we are.
Our goal is we tell you what we like, and if people want to join and want to try it out, that's exactly what it is.
We could have said to join Kickstart, you have to buy the book.
Yeah, no,
we don't want. It's not in our nature. We prefer having friends and people to do this with us because it keeps us motivated. Having TikTok when we do Step classes right now has been super motivating. When you're doing your back tap song and all these things hearts going up on the screen, and you're like, oh my God, they're loving the back taps. I'll give them more. And then the people on Zoom look
Hate us.
they hate us because it's TikTok. They love the back taps. So it's that's another announcement for KickStand. We will be continuing our classes except when we're away.
So going forward, everybody who joins us live in Zoom and whenever you see there's a lot of back taps and jack steps and all that, it's all a TikTok's fault. Fart. It's TikTok's fault.
So awesome. So I have in chat from Anne Marie. She said there is so much love and support in this group. I am so grateful for this group. Very, very motivating and inspiring. And Anne Marie was in Costa Rica with us. So she got to do a 7-day stint in Costa Rica while we were doing KickStart, which, by the way, we are proud of ourselves for doing KickStart while on vacation.
Yeah.
We tracked every day in our books.
Yeah.
We have everything from that week. That's yours.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah. We have everything for that week. We actually put everything.
Oh,
in
that's yours.
Oh,
I knew mine.
we put everything. Like I have every single day. I tracked all
I
my
still haven't
meals.
tracked the last 2 days yet on the website. Yeah, everything's been tracked.
Everything there. So we've used our books thoroughly throughout the entire 42 days.
Yeah.
And another change coming to the book in the summer is you will also have on your weekly tracker for your commitments, this page here, you'll have the actual dates at the top to help you remember what date it is. And at the bottom, you also have a challenge, daily challenge tracker and daily task tracker. So you can cross it off in the book when you complete them. So you'll be able to track that in your book as well, coming for the summer KickStart.
Because we know we don't always walk around with our phones or a laptop in our pocket or our desktop around with us to go, oh, yeah, I did do that, right? So at least if you have a place to track it when you go to the website to track, you'll already be able to remember if you did it or not.
Oh, we have a kitty.
We had a kitten who's talking.
So let's go to another testimonial from the Facebook group.
So this is a testimonial from April, and she says, I can't believe we're on day 42. Time flew by. This is the first time that I'm consistent. Every day may not have been perfect, but that's okay. I continue to look forward and focus on what I did achieve. Thank you to Jean-Luc and Nick. You are both angels on earth for creating this KickStart community and for all of us. I appreciate you both for all that you do and for all the time you give to encourage this community. I don't post often, but I make it a point to read through posts, join calls, and watch videos to draw on inspiration. It's refreshing to be a part of a community that's non-judgmental and always here to be kind and offer support to everyone, no matter who you are. Looking forward to KickStart summer. And I thank you for really letting us know how accepting and how encouraging this community is, because that was one of our number one goals. We said it from the get-go. We do not care what program you're on. If you're doing WW, if you're doing Gina Livy, if you're doing Ozempic or any type of gastric bypass surgery, anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing something to better your life and make yourself feel good, that's all that matters. Why am I here to judge you? There's no judgment.
Might not work for you.
No.
And we're big proponents of that. We're all different bodies, different people. We all live different lives. We can't all be doing the same thing.
And we can still learn from each other.
And we can still support each other. We can still support each other. Because that doesn't change. Support is universal.
Yeah.
Love and kindness is universal.
And what's wrong with agreeing to disagree on certain things?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you are not open-minded enough to listen to somebody else's thoughts or opinions and maybe grasp just a grain of salt from whatever they're telling you, and sometimes you might say, yeah, that's just not for me. And it's okay. But it's also okay to say, wow, I never looked at that in that perspective before. And it can change your entire journey and lead you maybe in the direction you needed to be led. So don't be afraid to listen to others, as long as they're not preaching at you or forcing it down your throat, because that's not what it is. Having an open discussion and being calm, collective, collected and respectful is what we wanted, and that's exactly what it looks like we've gotten with this amazing community.
And I also want to comment on April's focus on consistency.
Again,
She talked about, and it's again, and we are bringing this back up because this is what KickStart's about. It's not about being perfect. It's about having every day the memory that I have these 10 commitments I'm trying to do, or I need to do a daily task every day. You're always having this top of mind for 42 days, and that's what's helping you create these habits and these healthy habits for your life. And that's what this is all about. So if you don't get all 10 commitments, if you got one commit every day, which you should have just submitting your tracker for 42 days, you're good. You got diamond, you're 100%, you're good to go. You have nothing else to worry about because that's what this is all about. It's not about getting a perfect scorecard. It's about the fact that now you left your 42 days. I bet you tomorrow morning, somebody will be like, oh, I have to take my vitamins.
yeah,
Him.
I took them today.
Yeah, because he takes them every day now.
Every day.
For me, it'll be, oh, I have to add weights in step class because that's what was mine and my commitments. Every step class, and I do one song, and people can vouch for me who do step class. I always do at least one song. We each do one song with our weights.
Yep. I was going to say that wasn't one of my commitments, but it was.
But he followed me. He did.
I was like, that's a good one, actually.
So we both. So now that's part, and I'm not taking that next time in summer Kickstart. That will not be a commitment. Because I've now been able to master that. I'm keeping that during KickStand. So in the summer, I'll think, what else can I do?
Maybe add it to 2 songs instead of 1 song. Why
My
not?
arms will die
Why
because of the back taps after a while with those weights.
You have to be smart into what song you do it in.
It's like these pipes are coming.
Yeah, slowly
but surely.
That's all that matters.
But that's what this is about. It's not about being perfect every day. It's not about getting your commitments every single day. It's about the fact that now you're leaving after 42 days and you're remembering your commitments. You're remembering the things that you want to focus on. And so tomorrow morning, even though you might have to check off a box tomorrow if you don't want to, you're still going to remember, oh, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to do that because you've been doing it for so long.
So funny. I'm going to actually comment on a comment that was made in the group here, and it was Heidi saying, oh, my partner started doing step classes with me. And it's so funny because I meant to say it the other day.
In the back.
I saw her in the back too, and I was like, is that Heidi's partner doing step in the background? And I was like, woohoo! It was so
converted person.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It made me really happy to see that.
And Patty in chat also said, I found you guys on WW and have followed you since. It feels like you are my friends.
Oh.
We are friends.
Yeah, you're friends.
Friends. The set classes are so much fun. I did so well this time with the commitments, and I'm looking forward to KickStand and the upcoming KickStart. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you back, Patty.
And then Barb said, I can't believe that I was consistently tracking in my KickStart book every day, as well as on Weight Watchers. I have never been so consistent. Thanks to you both and to the entire community. I love that. This is exactly. I love reading the changes and how proud you guys are of yourself.
Yes.
That's what makes us feel happy. The fact that you guys are saying how much stuff you've achieved for yourself is what this is about. It's not about, getting 6,000 people to submit 10 trackers every day and then all of us losing 16,000 pounds together. It has nothing to do with that. It's if each and one of you says, I'm proud because of this, or I'm proud because of that. That's what this is about. If all of you are leaving tonight and ending KickStart tonight and you're proud of at least one thing that you've achieved, we did our job.
Done.
High five.
Done. Done.
We have Cecilia who wants to say something.
Yes, he's beyond consistency. All this, I mean, it's the first time I've ever really completed like something like commitments for 42 days. But I'm such a through this life been such a high achiever that I managed the goals I set for myself, I never reached. This time I set them so low out of my choice that I was able to be a winner with them. Like next time I may up it just a little to challenge myself, but not very much because I like being a winner. And if making it so low of a commitment makes me a winner, and you guys taught me that. So
and I want people to realize, I love what Cecilia said there. And it's not even that low is a bad thing. We in our minds think that, oh, if I set something too easy, I'm ashamed of that. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Do what you need to do to make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
Because the more you do it, guess what, guys? life never gets easier. We've said this over and over and over again, but we get better at doing things.
Yeah.
We get so much better at doing things. The first time you rode a bike, you didn't just get on a 10-speed bike and ride around the block. No, you had a bike with training wheels on first, did you not? You might have had a tricycle to start with. And then eventually the one training wheel came off and you were riding around
Maybe not
with
with a tricycle, though.
with one training wheel. And then eventually you got both training wheels taken off. And then eventually you graduated to a bigger bike. So think of it the same way. This journey's all about taking it one small step at a time.
And I can guarantee you, those of you that kickstart in the fall, and I can see some of you here, I'm pretty sure your commitments this time were probably more in tune with who you actually are than what they were in the fall, because this was your second time and you learned the lesson the first time. So Cecilia, you're a perfect example. You did your 10 this time and you realized they were great for me, but I'm ready to challenge myself a bit more next time. So you learned from this time knowing I'm good with this, but I want a bit more. And that's what this is all about, because Kickstart is going to keep coming. You're always going to be wanting to work on yourself. We always want to achieve something in life. If you don't want to achieve a goal, I don't know.
And it doesn't mean you need to up every single commitment. You can pick maybe 2 of your commitments that you're going to challenge yourself. That might be a little bit more challenging for you to commit to, but just see how far you can go with that challenge in 2 out of the 10 commitments.
And remember, you can tweak them every week. So
exactly.
You can say, I'll increase it to say it's a time limit you had for something. Say I will do the elliptical for 30 minutes every day. And that was your original. Maybe now you're going to say, I will do it for 40. Then after the first week, you know what? 40 is too long. I'll do 35.
35.
You know, you can tweak them. You can change them to make them work for you. And that's what it's all about. It's about learning who you are and slowly figuring out, okay, what works for me? What can I do to make sure I'm successful?
Yeah.
Thanks, Cecilia.
Yes. So we have one last testimonial that we'd like to share with everybody tonight, and it's from Patricia. It says, thanks for another great Kickstart program. I plan to continue with my commitments until the next session. I learned to make my commitments more manageable. Small steps are better for my success. The commitments I had the hardest time keeping were tracking my commitments and drinking water. I now know where I have to focus. I've always thought that I preferred an electronic format, but maybe I need pen and paper. Thanks again, Jean-Luc and Nick. Your hard work, enthusiasm, and generosity of self and spirit are very much appreciated.
So, again, learning. Trisha learned that maybe she's more of a journaler than an online tracker.
We are as well.
We are as well.
We realize this. We always were refusing to put stuff in a book and write it down, but
one of the things that we learned this time is to keep track of our food was a game changer for us. It helped us to write it down and take photos, because it'd be one of the things that wasn't a commitment, but we both told ourselves, and you probably noticed it. You saw all our meals every day. You guys saw everything we ate for 42 days. If you go back on our feeds, you will see every meal we had the entire time, except for today. I haven't posted yet today. But 41 days, you've seen all our meals. And we were honest about what we ate, but we also wrote it down. And so it allowed us to make sure that what we're doing is recorded, and we're also remembering what we're doing. I can now go back in this and see again what I've done this time. I can actually go back and see what I ate every day. What meals did we make? How did I feel that day? What happened that day? Why was I sad? For example, last Wednesday, why was I sad? It says it right there. So the book includes all that in there. So that's one of the reasons why we created these journals, was because a lot of people don't write things down. It's a lost art, really, if you think about it. We kind of gotten rid of writing. We don't send letters. We don't, write things down. It's all on apps. It's all on online. And
we're not saying it has to be written in our book.
It could be on any book.
It could be in any book, any way you decide to journal. But we realized for us that writing in our own journal, oddly enough, was so beneficial. And let's take Nisha's comment, and we will end the night with our lovely Nisha.
Okay, first, can you guys hear me?
We can.
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to both. Thank you to you both. This program was incredible. This time around for me was I was so motivated. I'm going to say that I never thought. I have talked to Jean-Luc and Nick about my pop, how to cut down on pop so many times. And I am so proud to say I've went down to one pop a day for all 42 days. And just, yeah. And it's a small step to a goal now of getting to one pop on the weekends.
Can I
And
change this? It's a
Yes.
huge step
Step.
what you just accomplished.
This-
Not no small step. That was huge.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to say, like, accomplishing that commitment for myself and saying it out loud is so huge because I knew how emotionally attached I was to pop. I would see bottles and cans at Paul's place, and I was saying to him during the commitments, I said, "Look, there are no cans on the table anymore. What am I drinking now? I'm drinking sparkling water. There is no pop anymore. There are no bottles anymore, and I feel so much better just by this one commitment. There's so many other things that I have done, and I am so excited for KickStand after Jean-Luc, after talking to you about the tracking and what I can do with eating desserts. I'm so excited for what's ahead.
Oh, that's awesome, Nisha.
Thank you so much, Nisha, for sharing. And I love hearing that. I love hearing that everybody's accomplishing some small things that they're trying to do in their life, some small changes. And I'm so happy to hear that, you've been able to, I know because it's been something that for a while now you've been discussing with us about this. And so the fact that you've been able
at least 2 years.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's been at least 2 years.
You've been able to do something. It's amazing. Like that's music to our ears. So thank you to everyone for sharing tonight. It's so inspiring to hear from each and every one of you. We're so proud of all of your journeys. Let's keep that energy high and stay motivated during KickStand.
We're also extremely excited to see what's coming up next, what's coming up ahead for every single one of us. We want to keep celebrating our wins. We want to keep celebrating each other and all of our successes. And let's not look at what we did not accomplish, but let's always celebrate what we were able to achieve, because that's what's going to lead us to achieving even more.
So on that note, we will end the podcast, and we will see you next time. So you can stay in Zoom. We'll stick around for a few seconds, everybody. Just give us time to end the feed.